Hello there, welcome to my first round of the Dominion Online Championship for 2024. I'm here against Kotetsu 5102 High, which is quite the name. As usual, this is a single elimination bracket with a best or first to 3.5 format. There were 200 some odd players who entered. My first round never communicated with me, so we're into the round of 128. We've got Keep. We have a little bit of Draw and Highwayman. Sculptor should be pretty decent with these things, and also fighting for keep points. I don't know that Cobbler may be a bit of a hard sell versus Sculptor, though it's not impossible. I expect to either completely lose track of the treasures or have to spend a lot of time counting things. Hopefully we just get far enough ahead that it doesn't matter. that's the real dream, right? You probably don't worry about fighting over coppers, but at the end you could quite easily on a finish and turn overtake them with rope buys on coppers as well. So that's something to keep in mind. I don't necessarily expect Trader to be that impactful, but that also is like a trick you could do at the end, maybe with the Sculptor, to get ahead on that. I think I do like the silver. We miss rope here, which is a little unfortunate, but not the end of the world. There's something to be said for taking like one of those other things as well, but I don't think I'm going to do it. It's not insane to take a rat catcher or a caravan guard, I don't think, but it's not. They also don't get to play the rope turn, but they do hit rope skull. They still hit they really bomb deck the estate, so we have quite a different world there. I guess you could try a tools as well at this stage, though I think you probably fight for the ropes pretty hard first, and then go into some other stuff, is my imagining of it anyway. Certainly not insane to go like tools. But to get the trashing going seems pretty nice. We don't have a true village, otherwise you'd probably eventually play like multiple highwaymen to do. I say true village, there's no village at all. It's just if you play a single Sculptor, you might accumulate a villager. So I may be slightly behind at this stage. I think I do like Highwayman enough to stick one in here. This is unfortunate a little bit, but I could believe that you also should just buy Sculptor and not Highwayman there too. I don't think that's crazy. Kotetsu got a little bit of a better situation here, I think, on some of the trashing playing and stuff, but we still have first player, which could certainly be strong enough here to take us through on something. Like winning a rope split or whatever, you know. Okay. You could tools But I think you could tools and gain rope, but I think we would rather just go ahead and play the ropes. So I believe I will be doing this. This is, I think, an even rope split. I'm getting 1, 2. I bought 1 and gained 1. As far as I understand it, that's how that went down. Yeah, you can run on tool stuff pretty well too. Not crazy to get. It might be okay to get a gold here, which also, as you pick up tools, allows you to maybe fight on golds. You know, you can't just strictly win off your keep points. There's not like a super, I mean, there technically is a pile out on sculptor and tools and stuff, but if your opponent buys a couple provinces or fairgrounds or whatever, that's gonna make up the couple that, like, say, the tools keep points quite easily. I could believe though that this should be like a sculptor. I'd love to see the Highwayman say miss here. It wouldn't be a bad idea also to get like a second Highwayman. We have some number of villagers that we can use if there's collision, and then beyond that, you know, yeah, like I like that second Highwayman pretty well. It's gotta be worth it. This is all kind of messed up as far as the visual here, but it's gotta be worth it to remove the coppers. Maybe the last one, not so much. I mean, of course, the hope was that we would draw a... The hope was that we would draw a... Highwayman there. We did not. So this could either be like Caravan Guard or tools or silver. We're still winning the silver anyway. Yeah, I mean, probably not trashing one of those and getting to 5 to buy a Highwayman here was better than this. But it's okay. I kind of... guess you just go in on tools. But not, like I said, not crazy to want to do. I guess if you're ahead and you do sculptor tools rush, that's okay if you're winning. Hopefully they didn't find the Highwayman, but they had a chance. That's unfortunate, as they say. They don't say that. I'm gonna guess this is a sculptor, but could be a highwayman. There's a world where I draw the highwayman, which would be huge. Okay. So they're winning rope and possibly silver? I don't know. Not fully sure. Okay. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Let's go with this. I may end up pretty sad on the highwayman situation. That's a real possibility. We are going to trigger shuffle too. Oh, they have a highwayman in play. I'm like, I don't have a highwayman in play. I don't know what 5 I have. I guess I have rope and tools and gold and silver. Those are my 5 keep. And they have copper, silver, gold, and rope. So I could take silver away. The trader thing very well could come up. Pretty worried that I just was a bit slow on that second highwayman. It was hard to count. I mean, if I had drawn sculptor instead of copper on that one turn and trashed, if I had drawn sculptor, then I could have gained silver and I would have still had 5. But, you know, did not happen. I'm assuming I've trashed 4 coppers to 2. Okay, right. So there, I've gone ahead on the coppers now. But if they're like playing 2 sculptors and playing 2 highwaymen, that's going to be tough. They're just going to have the pile out, unfortunately. Though they have to be like a little bit, maybe not. They may be pretty safe, to be honest. Assuming they have some highwaymen. 2 double tools may not be that scary for them. Not clear. But still 5 cards left, so who knows? Just one highwayman makes this less scary. Pretty easy to see the piles run. If we find highwayman last turn, then this would have been just kind of scary to approach anyway as Gotetsu. we're just gonna have to watch the shuffles. There's not really a lot else to say about it at this point. We'll see what people come up with on their reshuffles and go from there. I would maybe think a province here is good. Though it might not matter, I guess, if you get far enough on your draw. Lowering is, I don't know, maybe a little scary, but maybe not. So right now they're at Gold Rope Tools. We're at Copper Silver Gold Rope Tools. Silver by 1. Copper by 1. Well, what was it at the start? No, they trashed 3 coppers. It was 4-2, 3. Yeah. It was 4-2. I believe it's 2-1. Well, that's not right, but whatever. 4-5. It was 4-2 on trashing. Now it's 4-5 on trashing. So whatever. 7 minus those numbers are 3 and 2. Going for the golds does lower the tools. That feels, you know, a little ambitious to me, but what do I know? I don't have Jack Squat here. I could get a duchy. I mean, if they draw the sculptors, it's probably just over. Otherwise, we can gain a silver and buy coppers. We can gain tools. We can empty the tools. I mean, I guess that's the other question is, will they have pile outs if we do it that way? We won't be able to gain duchy, but we'd be able to gain like silver and coppers. And it'll take us on our tools up to, now we won't have a lot of sculptor pile out potential anymore, but so I guess then the question is like, what are you piling? But we're not gonna draw by. You can always take away the silvers quite easily with Trader, unfortunately. Yeah, this is a little bit of a tough question of, will we be able to pile on through this turn with the tools gone the way they're gone, right? We have 6 tools, I think, but yeah, we're not gaining them with Sculptor anymore in that way. But probably you don't need the coppers yet. Don't know. This feels, that copper feels, yeah, whatever. Gross. Potentially gross. Or maybe may have a sculptor pile out. Sculptor trader or something pile out. Something involving trader, I suppose, to take the silver away. That could be a swing. No sculptors though, so but they are gonna have they definitely have golden rope. Maybe we split the tools. Okay. So there go the silvers. It's fine. We can come back a little bit on the silvers pretty easily. We do find Highwayman, which is quite important. The golds, even if we gain gold, we won't match. They have a lot of Highwaymen down. We probably need province. We could give up on golds entirely. We could go gold. We could go silver, silver, trader, trash gold. Otherwise, the gold only gets there if we play tools on it like a few more times. Right. It's 3-1 on those. We didn't get a rope down here either, which is a bit unfortunate. I don't know what the last... There is a rope, I think, in the deck. We probably just lose here, to be honest. If I had to guess. But I don't think it mattered if we took the sculptor or not. There's just a lot of Highwaymen. And can also do trader and probably take it back. They have 3 sculptors, or they have 3 tools. Oh. Huh. But they can take a lot of provinces. I guess this is going to be like province fairgrounds. It's interesting. Kind of surprised they didn't do a trader. On a gold, but oh, never mind. They're just winning. I didn't think there were all these tools. Which I should have assumed, of course, that they were the last ones to come down. Yeah, but province fairgrounds is way more than enough points. I don't know why they're counting this. You could click anything, but yeah. They had a little better early shuffles. I think I would have had to really... I don't know that it's letting me ready. Love this. Really love this website. It's really good. Really good website. Oh. I hope Kotetsu could see that message. I'll send a Discord DM. It's hard to tell exactly what's going through as well when the server stuff is weird. Oh, no, we'll leave that off. Whoops. That was my mistake. All right, here we go now. What do we have this time? Way of the Mole Menagerie. That can be some things. Trashing a little on the slower side, but it exists. Specialist. Can do things. I guess the payload's kind of cruddy, but you can... I mean, eventually Cardinal could be annoying. You could keep one estate. The Baron. Baron opening, I think, is weird. I don't particularly like it. I guess you can play with tide pools somewhat aggressively. This is already about what we expect. But what can you do? The trashing is certainly not inspiring. I'm gonna mull this, see what we can find, and then reshuffle. Storyteller, I was surprised at. I guess you can make it all work. There's certainly just like a more traditional engine. Where you just have buy and draw. Yeah, this is about what we're gonna find, I think. This is hard too. I guess you do it because you know you get the state trash. This is gonna whiff again. I kind of wish I had taken a silver. That would have maybe been nice. probably see a Blessed Village. The truth is, you could add Salvager now and probably be fine. This is making me want to scream. I guess we better use it even though, yeah, we're gonna roll that. It's still better to do it. I don't know about this silver. I just know already that whatever is gonna happen here through the combination of Field's Gift and Underling is gonna make me very angry. I can already feel it. So they've stopped to think about how to order stuff. Weigh the Mole, it's gonna do them some nice things, or Menagerie or something. Okay, it's just that. That's not the most insane thing ever. I think if I for sure would do silver if I did this again. Well, they at least bottom deck to. They either had like Baron without estate here, or I'm not sure, because you had action, so it's like a little weird. This is really just am not finding things. I'm not sure why I bought a courtyard. That was, well, you can mull it. I mean, it's fine, right? You can mull it, and then I could have bought ride. Yeah, okay, there's nothing there. Might as well draw the estate up. So there is something to be said for doing it now. The Blessed Village, there's a menagerie and a courtyard in there. You have a pretty good shot of just getting a menagerie activation. And then you have I guess you keep the estate. This is Menagerie, Blessed Village. I think. So that gives you a guaranteed hit, and then you'll pretty much draw deck there. They are unfortunately gonna probably play everything here. We're really getting rid of these coppers. Oh, they've trashed the same number of estates as me. Oh, that's interesting. What makes it worse is that the Baron is like worse on the bad draws too. Like if you find the Baron without, I mean, I guess you can mull it.
But if you find the Baron without the estate, it's almost even worse. And then they get the hits. They did not find Baron, so that's something. This is probably Specialist, I had to guess, but you could do a few other things since you have plus buy. You could do River. I don't actually like River all that much, but not River. Blessed Village for that particular situation, but whatever. Then we just top deck a Menagerie. Go from here. Not crazy to take a Baron ourselves. With a Blessed Village, perhaps. You can see what I would like that now. I guess the other question is why not just play without the Baron at all? So it is, so if we weren't going to play with Baron, we might play with Cardinal. Then we can just trash the estate. Not that there isn't some nice aspects of with the Menagerie to do Baron stuff. So yeah, there's some ups and downs of both, I suppose. Baron gets you the more money for the next turn if you hit. Okay, we get all right. Specialist Tide Pools. Yeah, I think Tide Pools is all right. We do one here because we may want to trash and do. Well, yeah, the play order here is a little annoying, right? Because you may want to play Trash Salvager and then Mole. Yeah. Now you're kind of less interested in that. We'll say hopefully don't have. Okay. Loving that. There's some worlds where we do get to top deck Menagerie, but not this world. We don't have a great specialist target, I guess, until we add the Cardinal. Or we could play it on silver, actually. I don't really want a bunch more Barons. We could play it on silver. Cardinal is like more aggressive. we kind of barely have actions for it. We do have the actions for it if we specialist some cantrip or village. You can, I mean, I guess worst comes to worst, you can weigh the whatever it. There's a lot of favors. Kind of hard to use. You can. I am starting to see the my deck is starting to show the advantages of the 4 copper trash. I've been lucky though, so they're gonna catch up, but on that front. Then I hit the Baron. It's not so good. So they're holding 2 estates, Baron and I don't know whatever is down there. So that was pretty lucky for me. We could specialist the menagerie. It's just a question of whether we want to play. I mean, if we don't have to play courtyard, then we're in a better spot. Okay. There are some trying to think. Certainly Specialist Menagerie here is like the most cowardly. So it looks like it was probably a pretty good idea. To get the plus action here. We can do this. Oh, I guess there wasn't any way to get to the Baron. Well, what's left? I mean, I've messed up by not... Well, I guess we could draw it. Yeah. So we're looking at either 11 or 8. So we've bottom decked to Blessed Village, which is a little unfortunate. But we can go Menagerie Specialist. We just trash here. Oh, we get to... I guess it wasn't going to change. They both decreased hand size in the same way. It was just that we bottom decked the Blessed Village. They have a copper in hand. Let them get a scribe out. There go those tide pools. Pools in the tide. Or something. They don't end up with a lot of money. I guess they're going to get to specialist baron here. That'll be pretty good amount of money. I guess if you're feeling really like you really want to keep 2 estates around, you could specialist and gain a baron, but that's probably not what's happening here. There may have been some combination of Way of the Mulling and other things in my turn that could have made my turn better. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Would not surprise me even a little bit. This is real sensitive to like sequencing, because like the menagerie activations, I don't know. It won't be that bad once more of the, I guess at this point it's not terrible. But like to do the storyteller to pull the coppers out, you have to draw the storyteller first. There's just this, some of the sequencing is a little awkward. Mine's not necessarily a whole lot better, frankly. Cardinal stuff is going to be, it could be something. Some of them, some of the hits you don't feel, some of them you do. So we'll see how that goes. Leaving a, triggering a shuffle so that in a state, no, well, what are you top tagging there? I'm not really exactly sure what they have left, but. Ooh, a Blessed Village. Earth's Gift is really nice. I had an Earth's Gift. Okay, so this isn't quite it yet. Well, we're probably gonna draw the copper before we draw another. I guess Blessed Village is pretty good there. What do we have now? Okay. Yeah. This is great. Now we're playing Dominion. Because they're just going to lose the underlings. I would assume. And then okay. Gain copy. There's not really unless we want to gain a copy of a Baron, which we could do. How many? We're gonna buy Blessed Villages. This is perhaps a little. Oh. Ooh, I like this. This is cute. Because I really don't want another copy of Baron all that much. I like that. I like that a lot. Well, we know Earth's Gift is gone, so who cares about this? Wow. That just makes me all kinds of happy. Thanks, Fellowship of Scribes. It's not actually 100%. I guess it's, you could gain the Baron or I can choose to buy it now, right? It's the same thing. We get the material, just whether we use the favor, I suppose. Okay. We gotta figure out the math here. It would really be probably good to get another menagerie, but like, you do Specialist, Blessed Village, double menagerie. and we can, we're feeling spicy, get a gold. Whether that's the play, it's a lot of the menageries there, to be sure. I like that Scribe's Baron thing. That's cute. Right, we've got the forest gift straight from the forest. I don't know that the gold is going to be worth tossing. Maybe though. It's not bad. We'd probably toss Blessed Village. We're gonna get 2 menagerie activations for sure. So we don't have to necessarily keep all that. We got to start looking out for 3 pile or get enough points to defend some things. The estate 3 pile may be a thing. I see a province buy here. Just buy 2 specialists in Blessed Village. Buy 3. This is a bit of lowering. What are we looking at here on piles? If we can specialist. This makes the gold here maybe a little less appealing, but Can even get another card of draw, so I think you go ahead and do it. All right. So if you can hit your an empty specialist, I only need 5 buys. How many specialists do I have? Not like a million. I gained a specialist. I had 2, I got 3. Now I'm at 4. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, okay. You take it here. Where are the other, right? So we can do a specialist for sure. There's still another menagerie in here. Whoops. Maybe whoops. I don't know. It should be fine. I don't need to like really torture myself over it, I don't think. We could toss 1 to Baron and then gain 1. Or is it better to just do the salvager? Salvage gold and underling or something. We need... We can still gain a blessed village, so but we're gonna need 10. That's easy. Right? We menagerie, draw that specialist blessed village. This is just me being rude, basically. I don't know. Okay. All right, copper trashing is pretty good. I did top deck Menagerie a bunch of times. Like when I just had like 2. Well, I say a bunch of times, twice when it was quite lucky to have it happen that way. So that was pretty fortunate. Okay, so we have Inventor, I guess. Inventor, you can mess with their brokers. You can lower, if you have a lot of captains, you can, if you're the captain, you can put the token on the rabbles, that's pretty good. Receive tribute, okay. What's Druid have? Yeah, whatever. Maybe Captain Target, not crazy. Yeah, I guess eventually Jeweled Egg Broker may be a reasonable way to do payload here. The other option is like kind of double tack, I suppose. You can lower the cost of things and then barbarian it in a way that they don't get a good replacement. That's possible. I made double broker. You can definitely... There's definitely some... So they went for the old butcher. I could butcher broker now, right? I mean, we could put another one on there. And just, that's the world we're living in. I like butcher. Kind of like getting a lurker just solely for the... I did give them double butcher, I suppose. Which is probably better than broker. Broker's okay. Like here, this was pretty much... They're pretty comparable. They're getting a lurker. Everybody gets lurker. Everyone lurks. I suppose. Yeah, you can get into the jeweled eggs. I'll try one. I don't know, it's not, it's kind of gross, but we can put a druid in the trash. This is a horrible draw. Unbelievably bad. I mean, I believe it. It's not unbelievable, but it's. They get a captain, which I would have liked, but I put my trashers in the bottom of my deck, so that's kind of sad. I didn't look. Played trashes in a state. Placed 2 coppers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they only revealed 4 cards. So there's some question of whether, but they're already, you know, can put the druid in there. I just think it's kind of fun. Well, okay. You get another lurker. This is probably too many lurkers. If you do this, you really need tactician, to be perfectly honest. Then you have a little more threat on these kinds of things. I guess you can play double tack with that's interesting. You can kind of do some. Yeah, let's double tack. Because, yeah, you can kind of fuel stuff. You can Captain Lurker, gain a captain. That's kind of nice. And by kind of nice, I mean it's just extremely nice. No two ways about it. I'm lowering the druids. That's almost certainly not to my advantage in any sense. But, you know, who cares? Let's take a captain. Please draw the tactician. Oh, this is beautiful. This I love. Truly. They took the Defiled Shrine. I'm not too worried about it. Right now. Though these piles are kind of flying on the lurkers, so that could be a yikes. I could buy a lurker. I don't think I want to. I think I want to be able to butcher into like a captain or something, maybe, if I can, but I'm going to believe that in some level, someday draw will be win the day, and I'm going to believe that I'm going to have better draw. Is it true? I don't know. I think you should, well, I don't know what their hands are. You have to at least consider at some point getting your other... Ooh, sword. Sword probably isn't too impactful. They do have a lot of coffers. Like a lot. I've noticed this thing. They have a lot of coffers. A lot of lurkers. don't know how. My broker missed one time. Maybe I don't know how the trashing exactly compares there, but I hope I lose because I put the druid in there. There's definitely something to be said for at some point doing an underlane. So unfortunately, you know, it's going to help both people. So not clear it helps me in any like real way. This is kind of the problem. 2 actions. You can get plus action on a broker, which is fine. Yeah, this is kind of always what was going to happen there, unfortunately. Excuse me. If we had drawn here and we got a captain gained this turn, we'd be living relatively large, I would say. As it is, the size of our living isn't necessarily that huge. Well, this is tough too, because like when do you do the what do you put it on? How does that help you? Whatever. Because if I like put on Rabble, they get to do the Rabble right now. That kind of sucks. Getting captain is okay though. Okay, so we could get and then figurehead. Yeah. Yeah. Did they play captain? They also didn't play captain, so like this is maybe the window where yeah. It's unfortunate that we don't have, well, that doesn't matter all that much. Okay. Beautiful. I love it. Okay. We can get another one of these. We're kind of approaching. They didn't play tactician though. We are very close actually to 3 pile. Maybe too close. They have nothing. They have no resources down. So we can go a little bit. That's fine. So we're definitely in like Captain Lurker 3 pile territory. Kotetsu probably can province and does have the defiled shrine points. I could pick up 4 of those, I suppose. Well, really, I could pick up more than that. Is that worth blowing up? That might be worth it. This is kind of reminiscent of the Highwayman issue, right? Where basically I've gotten the duration draw going a little better, and then as a result, Kotetsu is in a kind of a tough spot. This is for sure just making my pile out super easy. We only need 4 buys and like pretty tiny amount of stuff. So buys/gains, we can use the, we can play captain, we can play another captain as butcher. We don't have the broker yet, but I guess it's already in hand. So we don't need to really belabor this. Pretty nice. I think we had it even if they don't lower the captains by 1, but we have cultist, but we also have chapel. We also have summon. Someone have the 5/2. Also have militia. Aristocrat no buy. Well, I mean peddler no buy. But aristocrat I guess eventually buy. I mean it's not crazy. You might play enough to have that matter. This is gonna be some kind of thing for sure. I guess you either go militia chapel or secret passage chapel. Or yeah, you can rush it. Wait. What is that good? Probably not. I mean, it's not completely crazy. You get a silver and a trash in. That's not crazy. I'm not sure it's best, but it's not crazy. Pretty reasonable. Actually, I do think I'm gonna follow. Then you take the silver. Your real sad stuff are like full whiffs, and that does deal with that a bit. Though we have a pretty bad reshuffle. Well, I mean, it's fine. It's like they had the same one, except they got to. Well, they don't have the same one, okay, because they have a $5 hand here, but it was roughly the same thing. I'm not totally excuse me. I think you have to do this and then just buy Secret Passage. I don't know what you get if you get a frigate or just get a cultist. There's like a world where you don't actually do trashing or do junking fast enough for the cultist to be like good, super good, but probably do it. You don't get to summon stuff. Like you can, I guess, especially because you can rush, play another one, and just probably keep doing that. So that like this turn you're giving 2, next turn you're giving 3. And this is gonna be well, it was fun while it lasted, wasn't it? Wasn't it, everybody? Didn't we have a good time while we were here with ourselves? I don't know if I have can I trash fast enough to make this not complete? I mean, I ate 2. I'm eating probably 3 next excuse me, next turn. Very likely. If you're eating that, your only way forward is to trash, because you're not gonna you're just not gonna live on the. I'm not gonna contest it. I'm still gonna lose a split like 8-2. They whiffed. No, because yeah, this is the thing, is even if you whiff, I'm not sure there was a whiffed hand. There was one, right? They still had Chapel. They bottom deck Chapel, Cultist, whatever, and so there was like a hand where they would have whiffed. I got a ruin market. How about that? I wonder if you have to take Peddler here, or you still just have to trash. But I need I'm gonna need like to buy Aristocrat or something. Maybe you trash 2. And take the Aristocrat. Actually. This is just not gonna work. But it's fun. It's fun to pretend. Don't you think? Well, they didn't. So they actually did get the whiff, right? Because this is Chapel, I guess. They probably summoned Secret Passage. No, just another cultist. Okay. So I'm granted just a tiny bit of reprieve. Which is nice. I get to buy 2 peddlers. That's exciting. I didn't care who you are. That's exciting. we've trashed 2 of the ruins. That's not very many of the ruins, frankly. If you ask me, that's not very many of the ruins to have trashed. We could play survivors here and trash the silver, blah, blah, blah. We're not getting to... If we found another peddler, I'd probably kill the silver... whatever. You could play survivors and probably just toss whatever you find. Would have been really helpful to get another peddler and just kill. Probably have to trash here regardless. Alright, we'll do this. Do we want another aristocrat? Suppose so. Okay, now we've trashed 4 of them. Maybe this turn we'll trash 2 of them or something and we'll really be playing Dominion. I'm gonna need a frigate at some point, I guess. Something. This ruin market's really going to be the game changer, if you will. This person is taking my peddlers. Okay, now where are we at? That's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. We could get aristocrat, right, and then rush the next one and have mini buys. More buys than a person could even really know what to do with. I don't know. This is like this is not really coherent. I'm going to be 100% honest. If you have 4 cultists, then you go and you buy single peddler. I don't know, you're just not playing the deck you've kind of created there. If there's anything, you know, I mean, it's kind of hard long term because you've got these discard attacks to contend with, so I understand that, but I'm just don't really single, you know, 1 peddler at a time just feels very not compelling. It doesn't necessarily fix your vulnerability to frigate. And it doesn't really build, I mean, it's not particularly robust against militia either necessarily. mean, just having gold and stuff would be way better for that. So I this has got to be underplaying. You know, there's no way that that's the play. We even have 2 ruin markets. What in the world? Okay. I guess the real question is, do we actually care about keeping ruin markets when we're in this spot? And the answer is almost certainly no. No, we do not. So let's do this. One of them is maybe okay. I mean, the thing is, it was like, we got an extra peddler out of it. The village is going to be tough. Well, we aren't going to necessarily need to play chapel anymore, which is a point. I guess we should count. So we're going to have 5. We're going to go rush aristocrat, which is going to give us some buys. Maybe 2 buys in the end. And we're going to have $2. So that's not going to be all that useful. But we could... it's not enough to like summon something. We'll get 2 peddlers out of it. We'll be super clean. And then the next turn we're going to be looking at the attacks. But probably not adding. So then we're looking at like 1, 2, 3. Well, it's all, the terminals are spoken for. 3 buys even, wow. Someone should learn how to count. What I'm saying. I could rush this next one. Is probably strictly a little better. And almost certainly not, doesn't matter. We also drew this hilarious hand. So the only way the cultist thing would be scary is if there were like golds in this deck, which now there is one, but that took a long time and could have been there many, many turns ago. So now it's super not scary. I mean, just incredibly, extremely not scary. We do get the pedal. So what's the angle? Is it frigate or is it militia or is it? I mean, they can certainly frigate around to the golds. I don't think that'll be a problem. Or still play a gold, and you know, if you have gold, silver, you can still play that hand fine. I'm gonna have to be a little better with buys in some way, but I do need to up the money somewhat. So how do we do that? And I was quite a bit overdrawn here. We also only have, if we take an attack, we only have room for then, well, we would need to add a aristocrat. which is fine. You go rush frigate, summon aristocrat peddler. I don't know what's more annoying, the frigate attack or the or just straight militia. Like, they're obviously still going to be able to get to a province by in hand. I played that in not correct order, but I don't think it'll matter a whole lot. Okay. Oh, you don't have enough. You can't complete the cycle. unless you're summoning some of them or rushing some of the things. Oh my gosh. I was living in a completely delusional world. I mean, you basically have to summon a cantrip to have that kind of work out. The aristocrat doesn't let you net. It for sure does not net actions. I'm a fool. And worse. Here I felt so clever. Well, it's still not. I wonder if militia frigate together is also just like worse than them separate. Not clear. It kind of depends on where the peddlers are. Or what's in hand, but yeah, to get the buys is like bit of a journey. Well, this is only $7. Is it only 8 with the both peddlers played? Huh. Interesting. I don't even get. I mean, I get plus buy. I can do I can do a province or whatever quite easily. What am I trying to say? I can do.
I'm not sure what I'm trying to say at all. Interesting. So no frigate this time. It's not a very good greening deck. Oh no, I don't think Estate is gonna... My deck isn't that great either, but it's okay. Well, we don't want to trigger with all these gone. That's for sure. We might trash an Aristocrat though, because I certainly misunderstood what those are doing. It's hard to say though that it's like bad. It's probably not bad still. It's got to be better than nothing, right? Because you still get draw if you get 2 of them, and you get money. The money, it's all good. It's got to be fine to do that way. Definitely don't want to trigger with all these peddlers out. Oh, I see. You don't have to do the frigate until you're fully done. That's why it makes such a difference. That's why it's really not so terrible. You just need 1 peddler here, okay. So you really want to leave 1 peddler in the kind of the middle-ish. Because ideally we just draw crud here and then... Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, hey. That's cool. You just can't spend those turns just buying peddler. Not in that deck. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't do enough. Architect Guild is the Haggler. Okay. We have Footpad and Lurker. Importer. Importer is probably pretty good. Alms. Okay, yeah, alright. We can... Payload's not here. But everything else is. Guess you probably go Liaison. Go ahead and take the Lurker. I'll take the other thing. And then maybe Cabin Boy Importer? The other option, just you know, make your farrier big right now. Definitely something to be said for like some number of goat herds. Maybe Cabin Boy Goat Herd here. Doesn't really put, I mean, just gaining 1 Lurker kind of puts a little bit of threat in, a little bit of fear into him maybe. But yeah, this isn't exactly right.
But yeah, truly kind of terrible payload. A little bit terrible anyway. The lurkers may not pan out. You might be asking yourself, would I play 2 coppers there? And you'd be right. I should alms. Well, I don't have enough. I'm already used up on my whatchamacallits, so it doesn't really matter. We're gonna get a little extra there. Don't think I can really afford to play the lurker. Mm-hmm. We're gonna need foot pads soonish. Rangers might be good. And at some point you just I guess Longship Ranger Gold. Whatever else you can stick in there. Not exactly a okay, so we're gonna need. That's true. We could do that this way. I didn't think about that at all. To be 100% honest. This is a bit of a bummer. Okay. I really wasn't thinking about Cabin Boy, whatever you want to call it, but it's pretty reasonable. When I don't play the Cabin Boy, I can play the 2 lurkers to do the thing. I think they're getting a foot pad into hand this turn. I would like to gain one, but this hand sucks. But we haven't trashed that much yet. buys a goat herd. Cool. All right. Man, apparently there was just a bunch of cantrips in here. That's good. Love that for me. We could get another cabin boy. Okay, so we have the footpad now. We don't need... I don't know when we get the Rangers. Be 100% honest. But at some point, I'm like super far ahead now. Still possible to mess up, but relatively hard. It wouldn't be bad. Would like another importer at some point. We are boosting the goat herds up a lot. The goat herds are super loud, so we may need to reconsider some of that at some point. And this is probably our last farrier. Because you don't really need Rangers. So what should we do here? We could get more importers, which are good. Otherwise, there's not really true gain and play here. I mean, there's gain and play, but it doesn't chain really. Not in the way that you maybe would really want it to. Not totally sure about that one. Oh, they didn't get an importer down or anything. Okay. So we're going to be looking to like finish off the long ships on our turn. This can't be that good. I'm trying to get a little more condensed on the money, because I don't expect to be able to keep the coppers around. Oh, this is a terrible turn. So now we'll just hit the long ships really hard. I had 5 coppers, so I trashed 2 coppers, so it's like, yeah. Yeah, that's super over. Okay. All right, well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I think I'm playing Person Man next, so that'll be my round of 64, so that'll happen sometime in the next week. And otherwise, there's lots of these matches going on, so make sure you check them out. And I will catch y'all later.